back on the track. We got a new footing to do, is a square one, and I'll try to show you how we do it from the start to the end of it. Just pick a random corner, check the concrete, and we'll go with the highest point. Dom, laser, you are in the way of the laser. Fine. We can check the middle as well to make sure it's right. It is 8mm high. We can check the internals. 6mm low. We'll check this one and all. 4mm low. So the concrete is within 10mm. So it's been scraped nice and flat. All we have to do is to build the corners and go from there. 12mm low. So yeah, it's not bad.
All of these are coming just the other side of the walls then, aren't they? They're not coming from what? Just the water. Yeah. Where's the water? Water riser? Yeah. And then that's going to come all the way through there. Yeah. Yeah. This room, which is that end roof, is opposite. But drainage in this middle plot and drainage in that one. Yeah, so which is this middle one on this side.
Okay, because it's opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's opposite.
Yeah, opposite drawing. Water, drainage out of the back. Nothing here. We got 1050 build on this one. 3/4 of blocks, 100 mils, 5 bricks. Drainage goes on the second course, so it's one course of 100 mils all the way around solid. Water goes on the concrete, and the rest of the drainage, like usual, on the top of the first course of 100 mils. You'll see it in a bit. Cavity also changes, 1 to 5 cavity, but because those 100mm blocks are a bit smaller, there'll be 1, 3, 5 cavity, and when we lay the bricks, because the bricks are a bit wider, we'll go back to 1 to 5 cavity. Internally it's going to be 3 courses high. Let's see how the beams are going. The beams are going which way? This way. So at the end of it, 3 courses high, but this one will go another course of 100 mils and 2 briquettes to go against the block and beam. Same on this side. Let's check it with the tape. Have you got the big tape?
Yeah, it's here in my hand.
850, and the sides it's 7350.
Put that block back on there. 850.
7350. How is it? It's fine. Let's see this end. Fine. Stay there. I'm gonna check the size and all. Usually the engineer is quite good, so everything should be within 5mm. Yeah. Quickly check the other end and all. Yeah. This side of the concrete is a bit low. You can see the water, innit? Yeah. And I think in there is 10mm high, so it's in between.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start on that side. I know it sounds weird, but we hand build these corners, So to make sure they square, all we have to do is to put a block and a line from one end to another, and we just follow this line as a guide. I'm doing 2 corners, Luke is gonna do the other 2 corners. Once they're done, we're gonna start laying. It looks hard to hand build the corner. It's not that hard once you get used to it. Sometimes you build them plumb, like really easy, and sometimes you build them just on the pace. But it is what it is, part of the job. But I do think it's quicker to hand build the corner and start laying. It's just my opinion. When we hand build the corners, we take the measurement from the drawing and you divide the measurement with 440, which is a block, and that will give you an idea about how to start the corners, so you ain't gonna have like small or big cuts in it. We did check the plot with the laser, so we know roughly how to build our corners, but once the block work is done, we're gonna recheck it again, so we make sure the brickwork will be gauge and level all the way around. For example, if you use profiles on footings, it'll be easier to get your height right, and quicker. It's just boring. So everyone's got his own way. This is our way. Sometimes we make mistakes, like we end up 10 mil high, 10 mil low, but we try not to. You ain't gonna make it perfect always. Sometimes the blocks are moving, sometimes the labor kicks off the corner, I didn't tell you. The thing is, after the corner is pissed or something happened, you need to know how to adjust it. You can just leave it, tap it to bed, then when you build your brick or corner, you work it out from there. It's always a way to sort out things, but remember, you have to respect what you're doing. I think this is the main thing when you do footings, is to solve problems, because you have them on every single footing. Sometimes the drawing is opposite, sometimes the drawing is upside down, drainage don't work, drainage is in the wrong place, pins are in the wrong place, concrete is out, levels are out. It's so many things that can go wrong. This is the main thing you should be able to do, sort them out or find a way. I do check the corner once it's built to make sure I'm within gauge. If I'm 10 mil low or 10 mil high, I can play with it when I'm doing the brickwork corner. Once you finish the corner, you should put a block on top of it so it sets, and once you pull the line, it's not gonna go anywhere. According to social media like Facebook and TikTok, this is not the perfect bed, but for me it is. All it matters is to have a full bed and to lay quick as possible. Which one is gonna bring you more money? A quick solid bed or a nice fluffy bed? This side is done. I'm gonna do the inside now. I do have blocks tipping here and there, but you can't make them all perfect, can you? Overall measurement is 327, but those 100 mils are 5 mils smaller than usual, so the cavity is gonna be 135, but once the brickwork is up, it'll go back to normal. There's always a way, and this is my way. Once I'm done, I just need to make sure I fill the joint with mark and stay solid. Once I set the line, I'm gonna start to do 2 courses at once inside. I'll just check the line to make sure it's right, and then I'll start laying. Like I said, there's always a way. Weight on top. You don't need any profiles or clips. Weight on top of your corner and you're good to go. The muck is a little bit dry. It's not gonna matter. I'd rather have dry muck than wet muck for those rocks. Luke is doing the inside, which is 3 courses high. We'll finish the inside and I'll start to do the brickwork corners. You can see it on top of the block. I did write 0, so we did check the block work again with the laser. So I know this corner needs to be gauged. 5 courses, 375. No, it's gonna be 380. If I bring this one to 380, means I have to lift the other corners 5 mm up as well. So at the end of it, everything is gonna be level. So inside we've got 3 blocks, nothing else on top. So the beam will go on top, which is 150, and then it's gonna be another block for our screed. So if we bring the brickwork higher than 375 or 380, that means inside we're gonna have massive beds when we do the screed rails. It might not make sense, but sometimes the block work inside it's higher and sometimes it's lower. But you need to be aware of it, because if it's lower, that means you can't really bring your brickwork above gauge. You need to stay gauge. Sometimes it happens, depends on the bricks. Sometimes it happens to go 380, 385. It all depends on the bricks you're using. Or you can go even below 370. All the time you need to have in mind what is gonna be inside. Because it might be easier for you to lay the bricks on 370, 380, whatever. But when you do the screed rail inside, you're gonna struggle a lot. So everything starts from the concrete. If the concrete is level, your block work is gonna be level, brickwork is gonna be level, and then the internal block is gonna be level. And at the end of it, when you do your screed rails, you're gonna end up having nice 10 mm beds, and it's gonna be easy. One mistake can throw you up. So on first day we finished the block work inside and out, and we built our brickwork corners. Now we are on a second day and we start the brickwork. We should get this plot done in, I don't know, a few hours. Some of my perps are full, some of them are not. When I'm doing the jointing, I just make sure they're full, take my time, make sure all my perps are full. Full perm means a stronger build. So if anything happens, whatever you build will stay up. Even if they bring the walker plate, diggers, dumpers around your plot, if you build it right, they'll stay up. And if they smash anything by mistake and you have to go back and fix it, you know it's gonna take you a long time, because everything is nice, strong and compact. We do point the back and the front of the brickwork and brush it off, so everything is nice and tidy. We finished the brickwork before midday. Now we're jumping back inside to finish it off and put the vents in. The good practice is to use the line on every single course. I put my line on top of the block, so I'm gonna lay 2 courses of briquettes with no line, and the last course will be on the line. If I'm doing anything wrong, it'll be on the video. I'm not gonna delete anything. It's gonna happen to you, and it happens to me every day. I do have briquettes tipping here and there. Maybe I missed some holes or I've done something wrong, but yeah, I'm aware of the things I'm doing wrong. Like the half I've just laid is not straight, it's not level, the perp is not full. I do waste mark, as you can see, it's everywhere on the floor. Once I finish to lay those briquettes, I'll join the front and push the muck on the back, so the joints are full, brush it off, and that's it. It's gonna be a solid panel. When I'm laying the vent, I just push it a little bit down, not too much. So we have normal size bed under, and it's gonna be a normal size bed on top of it. I watched this section of my video for I don't know how many times, and it looks like I'm laying for the first time this panel. I do have good days, bad days, and really good days, and really bad days. Part of the job. As you can see, the briquettes are half bond with the block below. It's what we're trying to do is to keep everything half bond or close to. On this build, how it works, so everything works half bond. You are allowed to have 150 or 225 straight joints. If it goes more than 225, which is a block, it's gonna fail. Sometimes I'm getting a little bit too excited of laying them briquettes, so when I lay my lintel, obviously I'm too high, way above the line, so I just have to hammer it to bring it down to the line. It's just because I don't use a line every course. I think the result is the same, to be honest. On some sides they will ask you to divide the bearing for the lintel. As you can see here, I have 2 to 5 bearing on one side, and I don't know, 3/4 of a briquette on the other side, which is about. But some sides they'll say to you to bring it to half it. Here we are right. As long as everything is half on, at least 100mm bearing, it will pass. Fill my bags as I go, because the muck is still wet, and if I have any holes, the muck will go in easier. Like I said at the beginning of the video, front and back of the plot are going higher, so we're gonna have 2 more courses of briquettes and a block. I'm not gonna use a line. As you can see, the line is set for the last course. So if my block work below is level, my 2 courses of briquettes will be level as well, and the block that I'm gonna lay on top is gonna be level and is gonna go straight to the line that has been set. So the side of the briquette goes with the block work, and the top of the briquette will go with the brickwork outside. Is how I know it's gonna be level or close to. Second course now, and the block will go on top of it. That half of briquette looks not straight, but it's not. I think it's just the lens distortion. Just use your eye to make like a 10mm bed. If you make more than 10mm bed, remember it's easier to tap him a bit and bring it down. But if you make small beds, you're gonna have to take them off and relay to bring them up. That's the block work on top of my briquettes. Luke is doing the other side. This is how it looks at the end of it, and this is how we put a vent in. So as you can see, you have nice bed under and a decent bed on top, so looks alright. 2 bricklayers, 1 labor, and we finished this footing in less than 2 days. Thank you for watching, guys, much appreciated.